Hello everyone, hope all is well. This is a video update on the education project at ISSS. The goal of this video is to catch people up on what's been happening in education at ISSS in mid-October 2022 and provide some clear synchronous and asynchronous affordances for contributing. The structure of this video is that it will briefly cover the agenda for the upcoming live meetings that we'll have, the next set of which are October 27th at 18 UTC and October 28th at 17 UTC on Zoom. If you can join for either or both of these live meetings, please feel free to do so and reply if you're not already added to calendar events. If you have any relevant or irrelevant inputs, you can post them here in the coda or reply via email with your inputs directly or with a request for edit access to the coda that I'm in right now. And if you no longer want to be updated about education, also feel free to reply and I'll remove you. Following this video and the next couple of weeks of meetings, the next recorded education update will probably be at the end of 2022. And so the next 6 weeks before the holidays are a great window for anyone to get involved if they want to help structure 2023 plans for education at ISSS and or beyond. So the page I'm in Coda is the one-stop shop for meeting number 4, and the rest of this video is going to be anticipating the agenda and giving some details about how and where people can get involved. The meeting itself will be recorded, and the recording and transcript will be available after the meeting here. In the pre-meeting notes section, any notes that you'd like to add before the meeting can be added. Onto the agenda. We'll start the meeting with just a welcome and introductions, anything that people would like to add before we begin the recording and transcription. We'll then review the to-do list, which carries forward week to week. And here are the current items. If anybody wants to add their name and help on any of these facets or add tasks or give any comments or so on, these are smaller tasks that are a bit more granular that can be resulting in specific deliverables. So currently there are some videos from Len Troncalli to watch. There is catching up on the ISSS mini symposium series, reviewing different system science materials from George Mobus and Janos Korn, reviewing key diagrams and system science architectures from Gary Smith, and assessing current ISSS knowledge resources in light of educational paths, which is related to the knowledge engineering project and work, and here is being looked at from an educational capacity. So these are just the sort of micro tasks which will carry forward week to week to make sure that all the inputs that people have been adding are utilized. Following reviewing of the to-do list, we can have a more general discussion on education at ISSS before heading into the primary aspect of the meeting, which is the active aspects and initiatives. So in the aspects and initiative section in our coda, these aspects and initiatives are areas or archetypes or patterns, not exactly sure what to call these proto-non-initiatives. And there's certainly much addition, lumping, splitting, and rearranging to be done. So this is a total work in progress, just showing in this update video so that you can see footholds for participating and the sort of developmental stage that things are in. Each row is describing some type of facet or aspect related to education, and these were gleaned through an input process with many emails and messages with different people in ISSS and beyond. And each of these rows has a name, as well as a single word that summarizes it. There's about 20 right now. And these single words have been assigned to, in some cases, a specific project or an area, while others are currently unassigned. which isn't to say that no one is working on them, just that they're not actively being developed in this education project at ISSS. And so one of the key ways for a distributed educational process to be developing at ISSS is for individuals who want to steward or facilitate a given row or lump and split as they see fit. So if you want to get involved with any project or activate any of the unassigned areas, you can comment directly in the coda, or you can email education@isss.org. So some of the active projects and directions, and then some of the unassigned areas, which would be more than open to having somebody join to contribute. Videos and web presence, as well as various other aspects related to knowledge engineering, are being approached in the knowledge engineering project itself, which meets at a similar time and also on a bi-weekly schedule to the education at ISSS and its linked project. But in knowledge engineering, we're focusing a lot more on the archiving, indexing, querying, and so on of the knowledge resources themselves. But from the perspective of education, we're thinking about different paths for those resources and how to make them useful for education, not just how to design the structure of the database. In the system science area, as many have raised awareness to, there's always a need for ongoing education about various systems theories and practices. And so it's quite an open and central question. How can we develop rigor and accessibility of systems science? And then we have a host of unassigned facets related to education. And again, these can be lumped and split and added and so on. But just to read the single words for these unassigned avenues to see if one sparks interest: adventures, applications, bridges, consulting, crises, games, health, mentorship, participation, platforms, projects, readings, SIG, symposia, trainings, visualizations, and youth. And there's also many other inputs that various people have added here and elsewhere. So these aspects and initiatives are the main table that we return to in our live meetings and asynchronous contributions, which is to be mapping the landscape of different facets of education and to be developing and coordinating some of those. Returning to the meeting agenda, we'll close this summary video with just a quick review of affordances for how people can contribute. So first, somebody could get familiar with the coda, which has a lot of pages I didn't show here, and add resources, details, or comments anywhere. Feel free to request edit access if you don't have it already. Anyone is welcome to explore and reflect and add on the questions, which are various important questions that people have raised regarding systems in education. Anyone is welcome to review the aspects and initiatives and see if they want to join any ongoing projects or activate some other area. And then the wild card. If you have any other interest or excitement about education or capacity at the end of 2022 especially, or ideas for 2023, then please get in contact and let's work to structure the collaboration so that whatever affordances or capacities you want to bring to this project and to ISSS, we're going to make sure to find a home for. So thanks again for listening to this complete sub 10-minute update on education at ISSS in mid-October 2022. And just reply to the message bearing this video or email education@isss.org if you have any thoughts or questions. Otherwise, thank you and see you around.